Mr. Chris Denwell, a current master's student, will lead us in the singing of O Canada.
Hey Jackson, you made it! How's it going?
O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Please be seated. I declare the June 2007 Convocation assembled for the granting of degrees. Mr. President, members of the Board of Governors and Senate, faculty, honored guests, graduates, and friends, my name is Brant Louis, and I am the Chancellor of this university. This is our 42nd annual Convocation, and we are delighted and honored to have in attendance today a number of distinguished guests, both on the platform and in the audience. I am also pleased to welcome to our audience from around the world joining us today via the internet. Welcome to you all. Honored guests, graduates and families, friends, faculty and staff, it is my great honor and privilege to welcome you to Simon Fraser University's Spring 2007 Convocation Ceremony. The Convocation Ceremony is a proud tradition that dates back to the 12th century. It is a rite of passage that is based on long-established ancient customs. It connects us to our past and to the generations that will follow. The first North American commencement ceremony was held at Harvard University in the year 1642, and this proud and rich tradition has endured for over 3.5 centuries. Today, your rite of passage, and in doing so, it connects you to those first graduates 365 years ago. Today is an important milestone in your life. Surrounded by the family and friends who have supported you, you are thinking about your future, what you will do, who you will become, and how you will contribute. As you are all aware, the world into which you are stepping has changed quite a bit since the 17th century when that first convocation ceremony was held. But as you contemplate the seemingly unlimited possibilities and opportunities that lie ahead, you are probably as excited and as nervous as those first graduates long ago. In less than 3.5 years, we usher in the year 2010. I remember when I graduated in 1966, the year 2010 was so far away that even imagining it was considered to be science fiction. Technology and science have exploded into previously unimagined new frontiers, and you are on the threshold of a future that is almost impossible to imagine. Trend spotters, economists, and experts predict that the next 5 years will see even more revolutionary and lifestyle-changing innovations. But frankly, the notion that technology is pushing the limits of our society is not new. Every new age of civilization adopted technology that impacted the social structure and lifestyles of the times in significant and long-lasting ways. Even though our history shows how our societies adapt themselves around new technology, I believe it is knowledge, not technology, that has always been the true power at the heart of our progress. The value of an education should not be measured only in dollars and cents. Knowledge is the true currency of this brave new world you will enter. These uncharted waters you will navigate. It is information and the ability to create knowledge that will be the key to the future. Alvin Toffler once said, "The illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn." A commitment to learning, unlearning, and relearning can be found at the core of Simon Fraser University and has helped us earn our place at the forefront of innovation and discovery. As graduates of Simon Fraser, I truly believe you are well prepared to be leaders and pioneers. You are part of an academic institution that has demonstrated its commitment to staying on the cusp of innovation and science, an institution that has and will continue to prepare our students to be the leaders for the next generation. You are the generation that will invent the technology that defines our future, technology that will be able to accommodate our endless creativity and innovation. And your children will be born into a world where truly anything is possible. You will help us build on our reputation for innovation, pioneering, and excellence. Today, it seems that the only constant is change, which means that one of the things we can safely predict about the future is that it will be different. It is important that we all give some thought to the footprint we leave for the generations to follow. Learning is an ongoing, lifelong journey. At Simon Fraser, you have learned to be open to feedback and to explore the possibilities and alternatives. You also learn the value of building a strong foundation that will support you as you go forward. It was Abraham Lincoln who said, "Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I will spend the first 4 hours sharpening the axe." In fact, preparation has been the cornerstone of success for many high achievers throughout history. Henry Ford, the father of mass production, was neither a prodigy entrepreneur nor an overnight success, yet he is credited with inventing the assembly line, producing the first affordable car, paying high wages, and helping create the North American middle class. When asked about his achievements, Ford is reported to have responded, "Before everything else, getting ready is the secret of success." I know that you will find choosing Simon Fraser University, you have chosen a strong yet flexible start to a future that holds almost unlimited potential. You have been an important part of the Simon Fraser University experience, and it will continue to be part of you as you seek out new opportunities and encounter new challenges and continue in the pioneering spirit of this proud institution. In closing, I would like to leave you with the words of Albert Einstein, who said, "Learn from yesterday, live for today, hope for tomorrow. The important thing is not to ever stop questioning." We look forward to adding your achievements and successes to our already robust reputation. Remember, you are now the future, so make the most of it. Congratulations and thank you. I now call on the President of Simon Fraser University, Dr. Michael Stevenson.
Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a great pleasure to add my warm welcome to this wonderful occasion at which we celebrate the achievements of all those graduating today from the Faculty of Applied Sciences at SFU. Ladies and gentlemen of the graduating class, your individual achievements are indeed impressive. You have met the very high standards this university sets for its degrees, and most of you have survived a mixture of challenges that people of lesser intelligence and character might not have. So we do indeed celebrate with you today. But your individual achievements, of course, are not alone the reason for your success. Much has to do with the support of friends and family, of faculty and staff here to celebrate with you today. And beyond those factors, the value of your degrees owes much to the distinctive identity and strength of this university. That distinctive character, I think, is framed by the new tagline in the visual identity program of the university, SFU, Thinking of the World. Thinking of the world refers, first of all, to a commitment to scholarship, the defining characteristic of universities as educational institutions. And SFU takes great pride in the strength of its contributions to the thinking of the world through scholarship. Your faculty is a leader in every respect, but especially to SFU's distinctive reputation for innovation in research and teaching that crosses the boundaries of traditional disciplines. You are members of the School of Computing Science, the first, along with that, at the University of Waterloo in this country. The School of Kinesiology, likewise, a pathbreaker in the developer of that new field. In both those schools, the strength of scholarship is reflected in many ways, but perhaps best by the fact that faculty in the School of Computing Science lead the National Center of Excellence for Mathematics, in technology and complex systems, the most successful National Center of Excellence for Research in Canada. And in kinesiology, a faculty member, for example, leads one of the prominent National Institutes for Health Research, in this case for work on diabetes. Some of you are members of the School of Communications, perhaps the leading school of its kind in the country. Others of you, members of the new School for Interactive Arts and Technology, clearly one of those new academic innovations at SFU, which continues the great spirit of innovation at this institution. And yet others of you, members of the School for Resource and Environmental Management, the leading graduate school of its kind in the country. So all of you will have had a particular reason to treasure and to respect the great contributions made in your faculty and in your programs to the thinking of the world. But thinking of the world refers beyond the general field of scholarship. It refers, for example, to a particular interest in global and international issues, to the development of collaboration across the world with the leading institutions of the world. And in your time at SFU, great strides have been made to position this university as a leading institution in Canada's gateway to the Asia-Pacific, with important new collaborations with the leading universities in India, in China, and across the globe. And again, your faculty has been a leader. The new joint degree program with Zhejiang University, the third-ranking university in China, is of course a program that links the School of Computing Science with that at Zhejiang. Again, a combination of great innovation, but also of building strength and innovation in international education, as our logo, Thinking of the World, implies. But SFU's commitment to thinking of the world does not simply refer to crossing borders. It is as much focused on the local community. Thinking globally and acting locally is not a bad description of a principle that has informed much of our history. 21 years ago, that commitment was expressed in the establishment of our campus in downtown Vancouver. And in your time at SFU, that campus has grown with the opening last year of the magnificent new Siegel Graduate School of Business. And as we speak, the foundations are being poured for the relocation of SFU's School for the Contemporary Arts as part of the massive redevelopment of the Woodward's Department site in the downtown East Side. Also in your time at SFU, you have seen another bold initiative in the establishment of our campus in Surrey. These developments typify SFU's thinking of the world, a concern not simply to advance our narrow institutional self-interest, but a commitment in partnership with governments, the private sector, and the local community to transform the social environment in which we live, especially in the redevelopment of the most needy and depressed areas of the community. So, ladies and gentlemen of the graduating class, I hope that you identify with SFU's commitments to thinking of the world. I hope you will always continue to think deeply about the society we share and the natural order we depend upon, to think deeply about our place in a world of cultural diversity and political conflict, and the need to build partnerships that create sustainable peace and development, to think deeply about ways in which to engage in our local community where we can be most effective and where we are most accountable. On behalf of all of us at SFU, I applaud your achievements as students here. I wish you well as you go on balancing your personal ambition with a continued commitment to thinking of the world. Our very best wishes to you for your future success and happiness. Congratulations to you all. Mr. Chancellor, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure now to present this morning's Convocation speaker, Dr. Mark Jackard, who is an SFU alumnus and professor in our Graduate School of Resource and Environmental Management. He is currently a member of Canada's National Roundtable on the Environment and the Economy and a senior research fellow at the C.D. Howe Institute. His book, published in 2005, Sustainable Fossil Fuels, won the Donner Prize for the best book on public policy in Canada, and his next book, Hot Air, Meeting Canada's Climate Change Challenge, is co-authored with Jeffrey Simpson of the Globe and Mail and to be published this September by McClelland and Stewart. It is a great pleasure now to call on Dr. Mark Jackard for his Convocation address. Dr. Jackard?
Thank you, and welcome. 24 years ago, I was sitting where you are now, about to receive my master's degree in the very department where I now teach. Way back then, my passion was to research how humanity's use of energy could be sustainable, so that we would not destroy the world with nuclear power accidents or nuclear weapons proliferation, wars over dwindling supplies of oil, or various types of environmental catastrophes. This was my passion, but I remember assuming that this interest of mine in energy would inevitably soon change. Simply one of the many exciting paths that I would explore during my career. Just as each of you now contemplates the diverse opportunities before you. Well, here I am 24 years later, and my focus on sustainable energy, my passion, has not changed. My master's research became my career. Now, I can sense some of you thinking in panic, perhaps, oh my goodness, the same drudgery year in and year out. I could end up like him. Well, I don't want to make anyone feel depressed, because really, I can't complain. My instincts, the concerns that I developed as a Simon Fraser University student, have turned out to be very relevant indeed. Those ideas that I developed, engaged here with other students at Simon Fraser, verified eventually that we'd had a better sense of humanity's challenges than we were usually given credit for, being the age we were. So maybe that's a lesson for some of you. Don't be too quick to abandon your passion just because society does not yet appreciate it. And certainly, in my area of interest, neither our political leaders nor the public was concerned with environmental sustainability. But that changed, and they sure are now. My isolated concern has become everyone's concern, a big concern. And this leads me to my brief message to you. Obviously, our use of energy must not destroy the planet. And it does not need to. Because we already possess today the technologies to use energy without damaging land and water, and most importantly, without changing the climate. But to make the necessary changes, we all need to do our part. Now, perhaps you think that I'm asking you to change your lifestyle, and certainly that is something to consider, but that's not what I'm urging of you. My message is that an equally important role, actually probably the more important role, is to get the right public policies in our society. We need to make it clear to our governments that the rules must change for everyone if we are to get on to a cleaner, sustainable energy path, a sustainable environment. And what I mean in this case of climate change is the rules that govern our use of the atmosphere. Put simply, we can no longer use the atmosphere as a free waste receptacle, and our laws must make sure that no one can. Our laws must change. Think of our belief that it's wrong to speed when driving through school zones. Even though I'd hazard to say we all share this belief, we nonetheless still have laws to ensure that everyone complies. We don't rely on voluntary behavior in school zones. We issue fines for speeding in school zones, and if that doesn't work, we suspend the right to drive. To prevent climate change, we're going to need the same kind of policies for greenhouse gases. All of my colleagues who are experts, who share this passion with me around the world, who I interact with on a regular basis, agree completely on this. There is no alternative. Put simply, we have to have policies like carbon taxes and regulated caps on our emissions. But our politicians, and maybe it's partly our fault, still don't get it. And this is where you come in. If we are to succeed, educated people like you are going to have to ensure that our democratic institutions, our democratic processes do the right thing, pass the right laws and regulations. And that's going to involve a lot of participation on your part. Everything from writing letters to the newspaper editor and your local politicians to getting words out to your friends, family, and neighbors. Maybe even getting involved in politics yourself. It's a big responsibility, but it comes with the territory when you get an education. Whatever your passion, your exciting future as an educated, participating member of society starts today. And it's not just in your own interest, it's in the global interest. So congratulations and good luck to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Jacked. Ladies and gentlemen, as part of the ceremony, the Alumni Association presents to each of the graduates a Simon Fraser University alumni pin, and that pin will be presented today by Mr. Michael Letourneau, who earned a master's degree in computing science in 2004. He is currently completing a PhD in that field. In addition to his studies, he is president of the Computing Science Graduate Student Association, and I invite Mr. Letourneau to the podium to bring greetings to the graduates. Mr. Letourneau?
On behalf of the Alumni Association, it is my privilege and pleasure to congratulate you all on your graduation. Today, as you begin your lives as the members of the alumni community, you join over 95,000 SFU graduates worldwide. As you cross the stage, I will be presenting you with an alumni pin. I encourage you to wear it proudly as a symbol of your achievement and your alumni status. Wherever life takes you in the future, we hope that you will keep the SFU spirit alive and well, and that you will stay connected to your fellow alumni and your alma mater. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Letourneau. The members of the graduating class will now be presented to the Chancellor to be admitted en masse to their degrees. Would the graduands please rise? Mr. Chancellor, I present to you these scholars who have fulfilled the statutory requirements of the Senate of the University, and I request that you confer upon each one the degree for which he or she is now recommended.
By virtue of the authority vested in me and in the Senate of this university, I hereby admit you to your various and several degrees. Will the graduands please be seated?
Before presenting the graduates individually to the Chancellor, I'm now pleased to call upon Ms. Courtney Brown, a member of the graduating class, to address Convocation. Ms. Brown?
Thank you, President Stevenson. Good morning, family, friends, faculty members, distinguished guests, and the graduating class of 2007. I don't know about you, but I am glad this day is here. It has been a long few years for most of us, but reflecting back, this has been an experience unlike no other, and has helped to make me the person I am today. Although I am sure most of you are sad to stand here today and say goodbye to a place that has become our home away from home. However, we should be excited about our future and the journey that is yet to come. I must admit, I was a little unsure of what exactly to say today to such a diverse group of individuals. I have had a very unique experience here at Simon Fraser University as a member and captain of the two-time national championship team on the women's basketball team. Unlike a normal university student who may have actually gone to a legendary pub night on Thursday night, my teammates and I were diligently preparing for our Friday and Saturday night games while eating big bowls of pasta and watching Grey's Anatomy. While most of you were cramming yourself onto a hot and smelly bus to make those lovely 8:30 a.m. classes, I was drying my clothes in the change room as they were drenched from the pouring rain I encountered at 5 a.m. that morning on my walk to practice, which began at 6. Between classes, instead of heading to the second floor of the library to study, I was usually headed over to the gym to lift weights or get in a basketball workout with my coach before the next class. Reflecting back, I have fond memories of weekend travels through airport to airport, from one coast of Canada to the other, to China, listening to lectures online in hotel rooms, and writing midterms and exams in airports. I can honestly say this has been one challenging experience. Many of us came to university for a variety of different reasons. Some of us have dreamed of earning a university degree and have spent many countless hours working towards this very day. Whether you came to school because your parents encouraged you to do so, or because it was the next logical steps. Perhaps you came to party and meet people. Whatever your story is, you should all be proud of yourselves today. We have all persevered through the stress of exams, papers, presentations, all while trying to juggle family, friends, a job, and a social life. We have endured many sleepless nights trying to put those last finishing touches on our assignment, or for the majority of us, we were just sitting down to start them. You would think, after 4 or 5 years, we would learn to prepare and study in advance. But no, we are all creatures of habit and put ourselves through agony in order to pass the next morning's exam. It is truly amazing what we all can accomplish when we put our minds to it. In the words of Thomas Edison, if we all did the things we were capable of, we would astound ourselves. Regardless of all our different experiences, I came to understand that we all have one thing in common besides our caffeine addiction, and that is, we have succeeded at achieving one amazing accomplishment. Together, we can walk across this stage today and say that we have graduated from one of the most prestigious universities in the country. As we enter the next phase of our lives, remember, we are ready. The university experience has tested our character each and every day and has given us a wonderful opportunity to learn a great deal about ourselves. Our time at SFU has prepared us well for the future and provided us with the skills required to be successful. Whether you're heading out into the real world to begin your careers, heading back for more school, or perhaps taking some well-deserved time off, have confidence in your abilities because you earned it. I feel my experience here at SFU has been a rich one, full of friendship, laughter, accomplishment, and success. I will miss the many people in my university community that have become important parts of my life. Everyone around us has had a major impact on our educational journey. So, on behalf of my graduating class, I would like to thank our family, our friends, and the influential faculty members for all of your support and encouragement during the good times and the bad, and most of all, thank you for giving us the opportunity to walk across this stage today as graduates of Simon Fraser University. Every day brings new opportunities for each and every one of us to do something great. However, it is up to us to make the most of them. I want to leave you here today with a quote from a famous author from my hometown of Orillia, Ontario, Stephen Leacock. He once said, "I am a great believer in luck, and I find the harder I work, the more of it I have." Congratulations and good luck to the graduating class of 2007.
Thank you, Ms. Brown. Mr. Chancellor, ladies and gentlemen, the members of the graduating class will now be presented to the Chancellor. Just a few requests before we get underway. Would you please refrain from applauding the individual members of the graduating class until each group of degrees has been conferred, although this does not forbid spontaneous expressions of enthusiasm. As a courtesy to others, would you please remain seated until the conclusion of the ceremony, and would the graduates please return to their seats following receipt of their degrees. The degrees in the Faculty of Applied Sciences will now be conferred. Mr. Chancellor, the Dean of Graduate Studies, Dr. John Driver, will announce the names of the candidates for graduate degrees.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the Faculty of Applied Sciences. The candidates will be hooded by Dr. Brian Lewis, Dean of the Faculty of Applied Sciences. The first candidate for the Doctor of Philosophy degree is the recipient of the Dean of Graduate Studies Convocation Medal, and I ask Dr. Catherine Holt to join me. Dr. Holt completed her PhD in the School of Resource and Environmental Management, supported by numerous scholarships. She has published 6 papers in major international journals. Her doctoral research examined how different management strategies affect salmon populations, and she is currently conducting postdoctoral research on climate and fisheries at the University of Washington. Dr. Holt, it is an honor and a pleasure to present to you the Dean of Graduate Studies Convocation Medal in the Faculty of Applied Sciences. Congratulations. While Dr. Holt is being hooded, I should have mentioned that her senior supervisor was Dr. Randall Peterman. Mr. Chancellor, I now continue with the presentation of the candidates for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the Faculty of Applied Sciences. Dr. Wee Chen Chen, School of Engineering Science, Senior Supervisor Dr. Mehrdad Saif. Dr. Ton Jin, School of Engineering Science, Senior Supervisor Dr. Ji Liang. Dr. Thomas Johnson, School of Engineering Science, Senior Supervisor Dr. Sean Stapleton. Dr. Wen Jong Kim, School of Engineering Science, Senior Supervisor Dr. Sean Stapleton. Dr. Wen Jin, School of Computing Science, Senior Supervisor Dr. Jaiwei Han. Dr. Bogomila Kwiatkowska, School of Computing Science, Senior Supervisor Dr. Stella Atkins. Dr. Jennifer Littmiller, School of Kinesiology, Senior Supervisor Dr. Wade Parkhouse. Dr. Wei-Hua Zung, School of Computing Science, Senior Supervisor Dr. Brian Funt. Dr. Mihaila Zahariev, School of Kinesiology, Senior Supervisor Dr. Christine McKenzie. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in our interdisciplinary program known as Special Arrangements in the Faculty of Applied Sciences. Dr. Robert Harding, Senior Supervisor, Dr. Robert Anderson, School of Communication. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the candidates for the degree of Master of Arts in the Faculty of Applied Sciences. Dennis Humphrey. And Bradley Paras. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the candidates for the degree of Master of Applied Sciences in Interactive Arts in the Faculty of Applied Sciences. Joel Flynn. And Richard Grant. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the candidates for the degree of Master of Applied Sciences in the Faculty of Applied Sciences. Zafir Albai. Jeff Su. Kari Jung. Colin Ng. Renju Saraswati. Wing Fai Lydia Tse. Nasim Melanie Fafai. Barsdada Vujic. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the candidates for the degree of Master of Engineering in the Faculty of Applied Sciences. Adrian Abasilioye. David Cully. Herman Ng. Raymond Kwang Ming Ng. Huang Hong Wu. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the candidates for the degree of Master of Resource Management in the Faculty of Applied Sciences. Katie Beach. Matthew Dixon. Billy Gowans. Joanna Hirner. Kendra Holt. Rashmi Mathur. Lindsay McBlain. Maggie McConnell. Randolph Morris. Hoi Jie. Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the candidates for the degree of Master of Science in the Faculty of Applied Sciences. Yingji Chen. Akshay Gatani. Masood Harati. Feridun Hormozdiari. Xiaorong Huang. Syed Mohammed Mahdi Javadi. Chiyoko Kawano. John Lee. Xiaoxing Li. Chiling. Garima Mahadik. Andrew Rover. Payam Sabs Medani. Zishan Zakanda. Osama Saleh. Guo Bin Sun. Margaret Tam. Yang Wang. Darrell Whitney. Jiang Ye. Bin Zhu.
Mr. Chancellor, the Dean of the Faculty of Applied Sciences, Dr. Brian Lewis, I beg your pardon, will present the candidates for undergraduate degrees in his faculty.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting the candidates for the degree of the Bachelor of Applied Science in the Faculty of Applied Sciences. The first candidate is the recipient of the Dean's Convocation Medal for Undergraduate Studies in the Faculty of Applied Sciences. I ask Mr. Eli Gibson, please come forward. It is my pleasure to confer the Dean of Applied Sciences Undergraduate Convocation Medal to engineering science student Eli Gibson. Mr. Gibson completed his engineering science degree with impressive speed, completing his 156 credits in 9 semesters. Reviewing his record, it becomes impossibly difficult to find any course for which he did not obtain an A+. For his last 3 years in the program, he has consistently been on the Dean's Honor Roll. His achievements have not been restricted to his coursework. He has competed in the Western Engineering Competition, taking first place for innovative design in 2006, and going on to win 3rd place in the national competition. He has also been very active as Vice President of External Relations in the Engineering Science Student Society. We are very pleased that Eli has chosen to stay here at SFU with his Canadian NSERC scholarship to pursue further studies at the graduate level. Congratulations, Eli, for your outstanding achievements and your tremendous contributions. Mr. Gibson, in recognition of your outstanding academic achievements, it's an honor to present to you the Dean's Convocation Medal for Undergraduate Studies in the Faculty of Applied Sciences. Mr. Chancellor, I now have the honor of presenting the remaining candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Applied Science in the Faculty of Applied Sciences. Stephen Young. Rena Bueller. Sandeep Brar. Chi-Hao Chang. Jeffrey Chang. Julie Chow, Ming Chao Chi, David Chen, Timothy Young Yi Chue, Nathaniel Culham, Najla Dadmand, Stephen Dye, Imran Duji, Kyle Eric Egan, Moran Egdesad, Bergen Fletcher, Brian Friesen, Connor Gillian, Edward Go, Alexandru Gutica, Alexander Hahn, thank you, Mana Hamidi, Jida Ip, Siavos Jalili, Jasik Jian, Merle Kincaid, Tanya Kwan, Wilson Kwong, Alan Lai, Gordon Lee, Lena Lee, Andy Leung, Rex Lin, Olha Louis, Sean Marlett, Sakshi Nagalia, Li Ing, Atefe Palisban, Arash Pepen Gorgi, Patrick Perella, Daniel Ralph, Babak Shafei, Bernardus Smith, Arash Taheri, Victor Tay, Jimmy Tsui, Chi-Hung Wang, Samuel Wong, Chung Wei Yu, Phoenix Yuan, Branislav Zdravkovic, Mr. Chancellor, I now have the honor of presenting the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of General Studies in the Faculty of Applied Sciences. Manya Lee, Rima Nagra, Alana Riley, Scott Romano, James Standerwick, Kevin Wong, Mr. Chancellor, I now have the honor of presenting the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in the Faculty of Applied Sciences. Thomas Beblar, Eric Boring Olson, John Boxall, James Carruthers, Quan Chen, Eric Yip Wai Chan, Kirk Chen, Terry Chen, Yi Ting Chen, Alfonso Chuang, Joyce Chung, Vincent Chung, Alix Cote, Joel Faber, Igor Filetsky, Jennifer Fernquist, Mario Gao, Jai Li Gui, Ehsan Habibi, Alex Ho, Daniel Ireland, Mark Jobson, Samuel Cardarusman, Helen Kestery, Simon Kwok, Clark Lapéry, Michelle Lee, Jerry Lee, Chen Yang, Andy Liang, Hung Yen Lin, Kevin Liu, Yi Liu, Raymond Lowe, Young Long, Christopher Lundgren, Trevor McPhail, Diego Malero Kalina, Rani Mulja, Akash Mugai, Stephanie Pranoto, Sendoro Sechuan, Nesha Shah, Ivan Sim, Youngju Sun, Anthony Sue Kine, Kei-Woo Su, Mark Thompson, Kong Wang, Wei Wei, Patrick Chi Y Wong, Walter Wong, Milton Wongasa Negro, Lian Shui, Sen Yang, Samuel Yu, Simon Yuen, Isam Zebak, Anderson Zhang, Jianling Zheng, Clark Zheng, Mr. Chancellor, I now have the honor of presenting the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Information Technology in the Faculty of Applied Sciences. Balpreet Bedi. Eugene Calvez. Mark Chung. Brian Chu. Andrew Drinkwater. Kulbir Griwal. Jordan Gulbranson. Brandon Huser. Hassan Malik. Lauren McIntosh. Henry Ng. Jason Randawa. Wan Chi Wang. Marcin Warczakowski. Herbert Yen. Mr. Chancellor, I now have the honor of presenting the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Interactive Arts in the Faculty of Applied Sciences. Ashkan Azrami. Vanessa Carpenter. Man Yi Chan. Michael Choi. Derek Chu. Ava Famili. Timothy Kong. Jessica Lam. Tien Li. Loc Luang. Heidi Liao. Jack Yung Lum. Leah Maestri. Hassan Moshref. Joel Penner. Jeffrey Raimondo. Zahin Somani. Benjamin Volpov. Yuqing Yang. Huma Zaidi. Mr. Chancellor, I now have the honor of presenting the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Kinesiology in the Faculty of Applied Sciences. Lubomir Achimovic. Jacqueline Arduini. Michele Bevilacqua. Michael Blady. Leah Bokerman Bélanger. Connor Borsa. Courtney Brown. Kimberly Burkett. Stephanie Cairns. Stephanie Carroll. Christabel Chan. Thompson Chan. Bryson Chow. Sarah Chow. Justin Choi. Nicole Clement. Ladan Davilo Gajar. Lane Dawes. Jenica Day. Kyla Donowell. Jared Dreschner. Laura Elwood. Sabjit Gill. Michelle Johnson. Craig Haddon. Tess Henderson. Rebecca Johnstone. Wojcislav Jovanovic. Jae Young Jong. Jun Kim. Evangeline Coutilianos. Andrew Kwong. Esther Lamb. Paul Lee. Eric Lee. Jenny Lee. Jamie Leung. June Leung. Jeff Lin. Maisie Luong. Kara Maximuk. Colin Miller. Pravashin Moodley. Travis Musgrave. Veronica Nang. Rena Nijar. Kevin Park. Vincenzo Perugine. Daniel Pickering. Melissa Pilgrim. Simone Reed. Alice So. Linawati Tansuma. Amy Tao. Tien Hong Tsai. Ina Vukmarovich. Sharzad Mohammed. David White. Gwendolyn Wong. Nancy Wong.
Nancy.
Rosanna Yu. Paul Zweiserwich. Mr. Chancellor, I now have the honor of presenting the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in the Faculty of Applied Sciences. Takako Tanaka. Cecilia Chan. Okay. Kai Chan. Si Ho. Karen Law. Sheng Wang. Xiao Chan Wu. Yu Fei Shen.
Mr. Chancellor, we move now to the presentation of the university's most prestigious medals, the Governor-General's Gold Medal. The Governor-General's Gold Medal is awarded the two top graduate students judged to have the most outstanding record in their graduating class. The recipient of the Governor-General's Gold Medal for Graduate Studies is Dr. Hua Jiang, and I ask him to join me. Dr. Hua Jiang completed his PhD in computing science by solving the complex problems of how a computer can visually search for particular objects in complex settings. Dr. Jiang has presented his research at international conferences and has published widely in academic journals. He has experience in industry and as an instructor, and his career demonstrates well that the mutually productive relationships between the university and the private sector. Dr. Jiang is currently an assistant professor at Boston College. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chancellor, I now have the honor of presenting another prestigious medal, the Governor-General's Silver Medal, in effect the gold medal for undergraduate studies. The recipient of the Governor-General's Silver Medal for undergraduate studies is Vincent Chu, and I ask him to join me. Mr. Chu's academic record is literally exceptional. He has never obtained a grade lower than an A-, and his most usual grade is A+. He is a member of the Golden Key International Honor Society and has been on the Dean's Honor Roll since 2003. With a major in computing science and a minor in math, he has tackled dauntingly abstract concepts. But his participation in the university's co-op program shows that he is also able to apply these skills to the practical requirements of a series of high-tech jobs. His imaginative 3D graphics projects have been showcased in a series of computing science open house displays. Mr. Chu, in recognition of your outstanding achievements, it's an honor to present to you the Governor-General's Silver Medal. The Gordon Shrum Gold Medal is awarded each year to an outstanding student in any faculty who has completed the requirements for the bachelor's degree during the preceding summer, fall, or spring. And the award is made to the student who has maintained a high scholastic standing during not fewer than 6 semesters at SFU, and who by example has shown outstanding qualities of character and unselfish devotion to Simon Fraser University. The medal is named after our founding chancellor, Dr. Gordon Shrum, under whose leadership the university was built and who remained vigorously interested in its welfare. The recipient of this award this year is Ms. Shireen Farahi. She is unable to be present, but I want simply to introduce her achievements to you. She graduated with a cumulative GPA closer to an A+ than to A, but her time at SFU has been distinguished more by the trail she has blazed for other women in engineering than by her own performance, stellar though this has clearly been. In 2002, she won an award from BC's Professional Engineering Organization to attend the International Conference for Women in Engineering Science. And in 2003, she won a second award from the National Research Council to take up an internship with the Women in Engineering and Science internship program. In 2002, she took over as president of the Women in Engineering Science Group within the School of Engineering Science, an organization which has made the school a much more welcoming environment for women. Despite her formidable academic achievements and her time spent as mentor and role model for other young engineers, she's also somehow found time to compete as part of the engineering team in the Vancouver Sun Run and SFU's own Terry Fox Run. We congratulate Ms. Farahi. Will the graduating class now please rise? I congratulate each of you on the achievement of your degree, which is an impressive achievement, and I invite your friends and family to join me in congratulating the graduating class of 2007. Thank you, and now I invite you, the graduating class, to reciprocate by thanking your friends and family, faculty and staff, all who have helped you achieve this goal. Thank you. Please be seated.
Ladies and gentlemen, this completes the formal awarding of degrees. There are some candidates recommended by the Senate for degrees today who are unable to be present, and therefore their names have not been read out. I now admit them to the appropriate degrees as shown on the program. I have several thank yous to express. First of all, for thanking you all for joining us on the Hill today in such a beautiful summer day. To the many volunteer staff, faculty members, coordinated by the Student Services and Ceremonies Events Office, who have worked together to run a very smooth Convocation Day, and to the members of our 4-time World Championship Simon Fraser University Pipe Band Organization for their special contribution to Convocation. They will perform after the ceremony in Freedom Square, which is located directly behind the platform. This brings a close to the formal part of this morning's Convocation, and you are all invited to attend the reception to be held in the James Douglas Room behind the platform on the right following the ceremony. Please rise and remain standing at your places until the platform party has recessed.